Performing in a Broadway musical, you must not only be a strong dancer, but also strong in singing and acting as well. We talked to 3 ensemble dancers that are performing in Chicago the Musical. We find out what it takes to earn a spot in one of Broadway's longest running musicals.
Hair and wear your buckle shoes and all that jazz. I hear that Father Dip is gonna blow the blues.
We started with the tour about 2.5 years ago, but my audition was kind of strange because the first go around when I was in Chicago, I played Billy Flynn, but I started auditioning as an ensemble dancer. I made it through all the cuts, everything, and made all the dance cuts, and then I found out I wasn't cast. I wasn't cast in the ensemble. I got the boot. So fast forward about a month and a half later, I get a call randomly on a Monday, and they're like, we still don't have a Billy Flynn yet, and we have the understudy, but we want to just send you the song. Come in and sing for us tomorrow on their lunch hour because they already started rehearsal. And maybe we can fill in the spot. And so I went in, and it was just, it was when, the stars aligned, and it just felt like the right audition. You went in, you didn't have too much weight on it, you weren't too nervous, you sang everything perfect, you just felt like you had that presence, and when I walked out, I was like, I think I got it, but I don't want to get my hopes up because I was rejected before.
Brent and the other 2 ensemble dancers we spoke to all attended the same open call audition in New York and have been fortunate enough to find consistent work.
I'm pretty much the same. I mean, it's a blessing. It's something that I treasure. And it's also a nice reality check. And just being completely honest, our job is to uphold the integrity of the show. Now, you have those improv moments, but there are times when I'm supposed to do the same thing that we already said. So sometimes as an artist, I can get kind of like, oh. But then I treasure the reality checks that God gives me, talking with friends who are back in the city, who are fierce, but the work's just not there. The contracts just aren't there. And then that makes me go, oh my gosh.
I remember once I left the Chicago tour, I got out into the real world again, and I got to find a job, and then another one, because contracts are only 3 weeks sometimes. And so it's a little stressful, but you make it happen. You put yourself in the situations you want to be in, and I think just having the experience too that you gain with being in shows and just going to the auditions and everything, and you know where you want to put yourself, and hopefully that energy will come back and give you a contract. But no, it's definitely wonderful to have consistent work.
Although there is job security in landing a longer contract, dancers must still dedicate hours of rehearsal to their jobs.
But when we first started out, we had 4 weeks of rehearsal, like your regular 9-to-5 job, except we were in a room sweating and singing and dancing and fine-tuning the show and learning it. On the road, it's not as much because we set the show, we really work on it when we first start, and on the road it's set, we do it every single day, we do it 8 times a week.
Performing so many times a week doesn't leave a lot of free time, but dancers must still be careful to take care of their bodies while touring.
Our tour life for me has evolved out here with this show, and because this show we're pretty much half naked, we're really body conscious, so there's a lot. We have got some serious yogis in the cast.
Yes.
And certified that they teach and share with other members in the cast, finding studios, like she said, always wanting to learn more. We also a lot of the gym.
Rats.
I mean, whatever your body needs, what your individual body needs for exercise and also for nutrition wise.
Despite the physical demands of being on tour and the artistic demands of sticking to a set show, there are still opportunities for creativity and improvisation.
I'm doing the same role, June, so the same monologue, but my dance track is completely different. So I'm on a new spot in the stage, interacting with different people, and so you can't be closed-minded and think, I'm just going to do the same thing I did before, because it's a whole new show for me, and it's so exciting, and having different connections with people, and just exploring in my own self, my own body, what can just flow, and even not even having to think about it sometimes, and being, I want to do this movement here because it will look cool or whatever. It's like, no, you just have to just let the piece speak for itself.
There's a lot more improv in this show, and not that we don't think about it, not that we don't apply technique during our improv, but there's so many moments that we get to create. So many other shows that choreographer has a set vision in their mind, and it's like, this is the choreo. Now, Mr. Fosse had a vision, and there are so many details that we had to fine tune. I mean, so many things where I'd think that I was doing it right, and then he'd be like, no, like that one finger, the rest should be here, like so detailed. But what I loved is Mr. Fosse, and he passed that on down to Ann Ranking, who then passed it down to Gary Christ, who set the piece on us, is the individuality.
The creativity in this long-running show is one element that keeps audience members coming back for more. But there is something else that sets this show apart from the rest.
A dark and twisted musical. People are singing and dancing, and usually you think Broadway musical, you think tap dancing, and oh God, we're so happy, so we're dancing on stage and we're singing about it. Chicago is that way in some parts, but it's also based on murder. You know, it's all this fun and excitement all based around murder.
I know that jazz, heart on heart, we're gonna bunny hug. I bought some.